this cognitive space is a part of hybrid warfare and why it is technologically dependent. Now, who controls these platforms? These platforms are generally made by American companies. Now, I have said this earlier also at various fora, but you'll be amazed to know that there is a venture capital firm of the CIA, not of the NSA, not of anybody. Does anybody know the name of the venture capital firm of CIA? Please Google for it. It's called In-Q-Tel. You know which are the companies made by In-Q-Tel? Google. Google has been made by In-Q-Tel. So imagine that the US has a Cloud Act, which says something like clarification of access to overseas data. If you are a US company, you are bound to give any data to the US government. China has a national security law. If you are using any Chinese product, it may be TikTok, it may be anything made by ByteDance, anything made by Baidu, the Chinese government has full and unparalleled access to this data. Now, wherever you see, you find Indian CEOs are heading. Google is being headed by Indian, Microsoft is being headed by Indian, but we do not have any platform of our own. And this, I think, is a great gap in our sovereignty. Because technological sovereignty cannot be complete till you own and make platforms. And I'll tell you how this is different between us and US and China. Now, China has amazing cybersecurity capabilities and offensive cybersecurity capabilities. They are best of the best in the world. They can hack anything. They can remain on your systems for years and you would never know. Not only that, they have an extended arm in North Koreans, where North Koreans have this group called Lazarus, which goes out and loots banks. Lazarus has done some of the world's largest bank heists in millions of dollars. Very successful group. It is also indirectly funded by and helped by China technologically, and also it gives support in terms of infrastructure. Now, if you look at where all this prowess of China is coming from, China, in Chinese universities, see, I have seen the number of patents which we file and the quality of the patents. And I'm very sorry to say, and I'm complaining it here openly, that our patents are absolutely rubbish. Let me say this with great seriousness, that under the name of filing too many patents, we are just producing garbage. But look at the patents in China. Look at the top patents in AI. Look at the top patents in cybersecurity. They are doing amazing work. Today we are at a time where technological superiority will determine sovereignty of the country. Technological superiority is going to determine sovereignty of a country. We talk about data centers. So we say that we have a lot of data centers. You know what is our data center capacity? It is less than 2% of the world. We have less than 2% of data centers of the world, right? So somewhere something is seriously wrong, that either we are not having the right policies, either prospectively we have to understand that generative AI is going to have almost a $5 trillion impact in the next 1 or 2 years. So the whole GDP of India would be produced just by generative AI. Do we have a play in this game? We don't have data centers. And today world is hoarding the GPUs, right? H100s, H200s. Today when you want them, you won't be able to get, because there's a chip war between America and China, right? That America has come up with an America First policy. Trump has announced America First AI policy. And America is going to choke everybody by creating tariffs, by creating trade barriers, by hoarding technology, by making it very, very difficult for you. And this again starts a cycle of digital colonization, where you will study here, go and make products for Americans, which would be sold to Indians, and we would never develop. See, this is what Britain did to us, right? Britain looted $64 trillion from us. $64 trillion was looted, and today we are struggling to become a $5 trillion economy. Now, why did that happen? Because till 1830s, we were 25% of the world trade. But with Britain, when the British left, we came to 1 or 2%. Why? Because they were using our raw material and exporting everything out, right? And this is what is happening, is our brain that we produce in our institutions, which is being utilized by all the foreign companies to make these products, to sell it to us, right, at a cost, and again, we pay from our own pocket. But the problem is not with you. The problem is with this whole Indian mindset that we are not innovative enough. We do not have space for innovation. You are the same people who go out and who are doing wonderful work. But why isn't it happening here in universities? I don't find any great product, great idea, breakthrough thing coming out of universities. And I also feel that apart from this, this seminar is a great thing because you are addressing the youth on a very important thing. I had written an article, a very controversial article, which said the performative idealism of the Ivy League Desi. Wherever you find in Columbia, in Stanford, there are Indian kids who are wearing keffiyeh and fighting for Palestine. There's no problem in fighting for any part, but it's not your monkey, not your circus. Why are Indians getting so taken over by these narratives? And there is a serious lack of Indic narratives. So in any US university, if you want to say anything which is pro-India, you're not allowed to say. You're not allowed to write papers. You're not allowed to speak there. You're not allowed to form associations. And that continues with, not from American academia, it goes to American think tanks, it goes to various American publications, and then it percolates to all the American tech platforms which they control, which obviously they have made for the purpose of world domination. Somewhere, if we want to be a great power, we have to think like a great power. And that is where it is essential to address the youth. And universities will have to become the foundry of innovation. And that is where the wealth of tomorrow would be created. And for that, I think there are senior people sitting here, thinkers sitting here. We should urge upon the government to create conditions where we just don't file patents to get some ticks in universities, but to create genuine wealth. Thank you so much.